All right. Well, John, welcome to Naked Beauty. I'm so
Thanks for
excited to have
having
you
me.
on.
Great to be here.
I'm grateful to be in your space, and we're going to talk all things beauty, which
Yeah,
is
so this space is where we create everything pretty much. We have all of our team meetings here for Loved One. Chrissy's team, Cravings, works here, so they develop recipes here. And then upstairs is where my studio is. And of course, I make a lot of music here.
yes,
So this is a purely creative workspace, and we're happy to have
I
you.
love it. I love it. I want to hear about what your relationship was with beauty growing up,
Hmm.
especially considering beauty is normally it's like a gendered term,
Uh
right?
huh.
Did you feel beautiful growing up?
I didn't think about beauty as a kid. I think as young boys, I think the main thing we cared about was you didn't want to stink.
Right?
So you like
Important.
shower, deodorant. And then as black kids, we didn't want to be ashy.
Right.
And so we cared about, staying moisturized and hydrated. And other than that, I didn't think much about beauty and what it meant to have any kind of skincare routine or
Right.
any of that. You just are out there doing the thing. But of course, you wanted to look good, but you didn't know what kind of care goes into that.
Right.
You wanted to look healthy, you wanted to look good. You just didn't know what went into that.
Hmm.
And there wasn't any language around that, I think, for boys to think about what it meant for you to present yourself well, other than you want to dress fresh,
Right.
have good sneakers, and not be ashy.
The bare minimum.
Yes.
What did your mom teach you about beauty growing up?
Well, both my parents were tailors, so when it came to
Okay.
dressing fresh, they actually very into making clothes, altering clothes, tailoring clothes. And then we went to church all the time, and so we had Sunday best, and
Yes.
and so one of the main things our parents were into were fashion, and so presenting yourself to the world
Mhm.
in a nice package, I think, was big in our family. We didn't talk much about beauty aside from that.
Okay. And what about your wife, Chrissy? What has
Yeah.
she taught you
Well, she's
about
taught me a
beauty and
lot, and
skincare?
a lot, and she's a big connoisseur of
Yes.
products. She's always trying different things,
Mhm.
different serums, different this and that. And I think one of the inspirations for Loved One was just the idea, and even naming it that, was that so much of the beauty ritual is shared among loved ones,
Mhm.
and particularly, I think, romantic partners, because you're sharing this intimate space together and you get ready together. And
Yeah.
so you start to borrow each other's products and learn from each other about how to better care of yourself.
Yes. Are there any beauty looks that she does that you really love? Like, do you pay attention when she changes her nails, when she's doing a red lipstick?
Oh yeah, I'm always around. So when she's getting her nails done, I'm watching, and I like the choices she makes. I think she's very tasteful, and you can ask for anything from these great nail technicians and these great makeup artists,
Right.
and I think she has really good taste and knows what to ask for to really match with who she is as a person and present herself really well.
Yeah, I agree. She
Yeah.
always looks great. So, Loved One, how did it come about? And were you concerned about the celebrity skincare oversaturation of the market?
Right. We always joked in our meetings. I was like, yeah, just what the world needs, another celebrity skincare brand. And when we were approached by our business partner, their idea was there is an area that needs to be explored more and researched more.
Mhm.
And there's an audience out there that's not getting the products that are geared to them. And
Mhm.
so they said to us, after doing a bunch of research, that melanin-rich skin products, skincare that's directed toward melanin-rich folks,
Mhm.
there's not really a lot of it, and there's not a lot of it that's affordable and accessible. And so what we wanted to do was create something that really wasn't out there already.
Yeah.
There are plenty of celebrity brands. A lot of them are priced at levels that only celebrities and their friends can afford.
Astronomical
Yeah,
prices.
and we wanted to create something that not only addressed the skincare needs and centered melanin-rich skin,
Mhm.
but also was affordable to all of our people, because we've got a wealth gap, we've got an income gap, and there's a lot of folks that can't afford these high-priced skincare
Right.
products, and they deserve great care for their skin. So
Absolutely.
we wanted to create Loved One as a way of saying, you deserve skincare that's attuned to your needs, and you
Mhm.
also deserve skincare that's affordable and accessible for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What did you learn in terms of like the way products are developed? How little Black people are considered or
Oh,
included in those tests.
it's amazing
Yeah.
how little we're considered. It's actually outrageous how
Right.
little we're considered because in the dermatology books, like where they're actually
Yeah.
studying how to become dermatologists, they almost never feature brown or black skin tones in them. So that means, a nation where the majority of our kids now are brown or black,
Right.
we're not even preparing for that eventuality and not preparing for the world as it is right now, where we're
Right.
a huge portion of the country
Right.
because we're not testing our products on people with darker skin. And, not everything about us is different because our skin is darker, but we have different needs.
Mhm.
We over index for certain conditions like dryness. So we're
Mhm.
more likely to lose moisture and hydration. We're more likely to have hyperpigmentation. We're more likely to have eczema. And
Right.
so when you have special needs and conditions that are more likely to occur in your population, you need people making products with that in mind.
Mm.
And we figured we need to exist so that there's someone focused on this issue and going to make these products that are available and affordable for people.
Yes. I love how accessible it is, seeing it in CVS and
Mhm.
Walmart, people can just go and pick it up. And what I loved seeing was rosehip, sea buckthorn oil,
Mhm.
all of these beautiful natural oils that
Yes.
shouldn't be gate kept, right? They shouldn't
Yes.
be only at the fancy clean beauty
Yes.
stores. Why shouldn't they be in large retailers?
We wanted everything to be clean. We wanted everything to be natural. Our rosehip oil and our sea buckthorn oil are in all of our first 6
Yes.
products. All of our products focus on moisture. Like I said, we are more likely to lose
Mhm.
moisture and hydration. So we focused on that for our first 6 products. We're also going to focus on hyperpigmentation in the future, and
Ooh,
we're working on serums for that. We're going to work on sun protection as well because we still need sun protection, even though our
absolutely.
skin's darker. And we're going to keep developing products with our skincare needs in mind. And we're going to make it accessible and affordable every time.
Yes. So what was your role in the product development? Did you test everything?
Everything. I tested
Everything, okay.
everything. Everything's been in my shower before it was in these nice packages. It was in, the generic white packages that we got from the factory.
Yeah.
And I was testing everything. And I was very involved, of course, in the design as well. So the look and feel of
Oh,
the
of the
brand,
packaging,
the
okay.
naming of the brand, all of that was done by my team. So I have a management team and a creative team that's been working with me for a decade now. And
Amazing.
we've done Love in the Future albums together. We've done tours together. We've done all of my tours since that time. And we've also designed our wine bottles for my LVE brand. And so they know
Great.
my aesthetic really well. They
Yeah.
knew what we were trying to accomplish. And they've been very great at understanding what we wanted to build for Loved One, something that felt elevated, felt
Mhm.
luxurious, but was affordable at the same time.
Yes, and I love the moisturizer. I just picked it up.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good, and I love the smell. It's like this very kind of natural, earthy
Yes, it's all
smell
subtle, and we don't even have scent in the moisturizer, but it just has the natural scent of the oils in
of
it.
the oils,
And
yeah.
then only a couple of our products actually have any scent at
The
all.
body
The
wash.
face and body oil does, and the face and body wash
I
do.
love that face and
Yeah.
body wash.
Yes, and they're all very natural feeling though. We wanted it to be unisex so that everybody felt comfortable using it, and we didn't want the scent to be anything synthetic. We wanted it to be all natural from the oils from the earth.
Yes. So I'm happy you brought up genderless skincare
Mhm.
because I feel like men sometimes don't feel part of the skincare conversation and we
Mhm.
need to bring them on board, right?
Yep,
Everyone needs
yep.
to take care of their skin. What other gaps do you think there are in like the men's skincare market?
Well, I think a lot of it is the idea that we need care, we deserve care, and we
Right.
should care for ourselves and
Mm.
be attentive to our own skincare needs. Most makeup is worn by women, and there's some beauty products that the vast majority of the purchasers are going to be women,
Mhm.
but all of us have skin and all of us need to take
Right.
care of our skin. And so we want to make sure everybody knows that and that they deserve that kind of care
Mhm.
and they'll feel better, they'll look better, and just present a healthier persona to the world if they
Yeah.
take good care of their skin.
Now, has your skin always been this flawless? Because you have perfect skin.
Well, I first of all, genetics accounts for some of it, and
Yes, that's very
my
true.
parents have beautiful skin, and my mother's almost 70, and my dad's in his 70s, and they both
Aw.
look very young, and black don't crack is it's been said many times and it's
Right, right,
often the case.
right, right,
So I definitely come from good heritage and I feel like I've been blessed with that, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of it,
right.
and it doesn't mean it doesn't need upkeep. And especially because, I'm on television, I'm
Mhm.
on stage sweating, I'm wearing makeup on television. And so you have to make sure you're still really caring for your skin. And that's why you got to have your routine. So I have a skincare routine in the morning, I have it in the night. I'm making sure I'm taking good care of it.
Okay, so you've got a full routine.
Hmm.
And what about your kids? Are there specific kind of skincare things that you want to pass on to them? I have a 2-year-old. I love doing bath time with him.
Yes.
You're busy. Are you getting in there with bath
Yes,
time?
we
Are
do
you
bath
okay?
time. Chrissy does it sometimes. I do it sometimes.
Okay.
And we love bath time with the kids. And again, my kids are in our Loved One campaign. And the name really is about sharing, it's about
Mm,
community, it's about family, because you're sharing these products with your loved ones and it's becoming part of your family ritual.
yeah. Are there specific products that your kids love?
Well, I don't think they're connoisseurs. They don't know what it means to love a skincare product yet, but our moisturizer is really great and it's really great for the kids.
Yeah, I love that. Now, you're on TV, as you mentioned.
Mhm.
Now you have a skincare line. Do you
Yes.
feel extra pressure to like you basically can't be ashy ever?
Oh yeah. I'm focused. I'm moisturized. You got to stay
You
moisturized.
have to stay moisturized now. There's just like that added pressure.
Yes.
So, what are your favorite products from the line?
Well, I love the moisturizer and the body oil, face and
Okay,
body oil. I use both of those, but I use all of it. I don't really shave myself because my brother's my barber and he'll cut my hair every few days.
nice.
So I get a fresh lineup like, every 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
So I
wow.
don't actually like shave myself.
Yeah.
So I don't use that product, but all of the other 5 products I use. And my favorites are the moisturizer and the face and body oil.
Okay.
Chrissy's favorite is actually our exfoliating cleanser,
Yes.
and I love that one too. It's really, really like gentle as an exfoliant. It
Mhm.
feels so good. It's natural bamboo
Yes.
as an exfoliant, and you just feel silky after you use it.
I do love that
Yeah.
product as well. What other beauty treatments do you do besides skincare? Like, are you into peels and lasers? Do you do other
We do
things?
like the blackhead removal with Biore.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
wow. That's a very accessible
Yes.
beauty tip.
Yes. And then occasional mask. Chrissy's into the mask, and she'll
Okay.
get me to do it every once in a while. But they feel good. It's
Yeah.
like you feel like you're really treating yourself.
Yeah. Well, you should develop a mask for a loved
Yeah, that'd
one.
be a good
That
idea.
would be like a good extension of the
Mhm.
line. Now, throughout your career, have you ever had a beauty mistake? Like you look back and you think like this was hair, maybe you had a bad makeup artist. Do you feel like there's been like a beauty mistake that's been made?
I don't know. I mean, I've had a range of different haircuts and facial hair choices, and I'm pretty happy with most of them. I don't love when I look back at the goatee, I don't love it.
Oh, I loved that era.
See, I like the full beard more than I
The
like the
full
goatee.
beard, yeah.
Yeah, and I had the 5 o'clock shadow for a while that
Yeah.
kind of almost looked like I didn't have facial hair, and the times when it looked a little too light, I don't like those moments
You want
either.
like a strong, like committed look
Yeah, a
one way
strong
or the
5 o'clock
other.
shadow or just a full beard. I
Yes.
don't I don't love the goatee when I look back.
Well, you know what? I associate it with different music eras. So
Yes,
like
and that
I'm
was a
like
great era
that was a
musically
gr-
for me. It
that was
was,
a
Get Lifted,
that was the
really.
Get Lifted era.
Yes,
So I
and
feel
so
like
musically, awesome. I'm very pleased with it. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of Get Lifted next year,
oh,
and,
the
so
20th
yeah, isn't that
anniversary?
crazy? It's been 20 years,
Wow.
December of next year, so it's like a year and a half from now.
It's amazing now being older to realize how young you were when that was all happening.
Yeah, I was in my mid-20s. I got signed when I was 25, and my album came out on my 26th birthday.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. And weren't you working at like Boston Consulting Group or doing
Yes,
something very
I was a
not
management
creative?
consultant. I graduate from Penn. All of my classmates are, taking these jobs at, consulting firms and banks and things. And I needed a day job. I wanted to do
Right.
music, but I needed a job. And I started applying to some of the same firms my friends were. And there was a black alumna from Penn who was at BCG. She was a year ahead of me. And I was talking to her about what she did, and she just made it seem like very appealing and interesting, and like it would be stimulating for my mind, and I would
Right.
learn a lot. So I started applying to some of those firms. I got interviews with McKinsey and BCG, and I got an offer from BCG, and I took it, and I worked there for 3 years.
3 years. Now, in those 3 years, did you
Yeah.
feel like your creative spirit was being crushed?
No,
Okay.
well, the one year in Boston, I kind of felt like that because I was in Boston And I didn't really know anybody there. I didn't know any other musicians there. And all of my kind of musical friendships were in Philly and New York.
Mhm.
And so after a year in Boston, I asked for them to transfer me to New York. So once I got to New York, then I felt like, okay, I'm among my people. I can
Yes.
collaborate with my friends in Philly more easily, collaborate with my friends in New York. I started playing gigs in New York at night on weekends, even while I was still working at BCG. And it really started to come together once I was in New York. And Kanye moved to New York not long after I did, and his cousin was my roommate. So
Oh,
we started working together because I was there and he had moved there recently, and his cousin introduced us. And that was a big key for me because he was starting to produce for a lot of big artists and starting to grow as a solo artist as well. And he started to include me in a lot of the things he was doing, whether it was working with Jay-Z or Alicia Keys or Slum
wow.
Village or all these other artists he's producing, and plus his project, The College Dropout. So that came out in February of '04. Get Lifted came out in December
Yeah.
of '04. I got a deal in May of '04 after The College Dropout came out. And so all of that started happening because I was like, oh, I got to move to New York and make it happen.
Yes.
And it started happening.
So, like, you're with Kanye making music, and then you're just going to work on a Monday, like, in
Yes,
morning meeting?
I really was.
Well, you know what? I can relate to that. So I work at Instagram full time. I've
Uh-huh.
been there for 4.5 years.
Uh-huh.
I took the day off to interview you. Of course, I'm
Amazing.
taking a PTO day. When did you know it was time to like make the jump full time? Did you wait until you got signed?
Well, there's this kind of inflection point in consulting, at least there was back then, where you either go to business school or some other graduate or professional school, and then you come back. They'll usually offer to pay for you to go to business
Mhm.
school, and you come back. And that happens usually after your first 2 or 3 years as an associate.
Mhm.
So that was the inflection point I was at when I was like, I'm not going to keep going in this track. But I still needed to work. So I worked part time at a place called MLT, which is Management Leadership for Tomorrow. And MLT was founded by John Rice, who had worked in marketing and in the NBA, and he's actually the brother of Susan Rice, who
Okay,
was
of
our national
course.
security
Yes.
advisor. And he had seen the ranks of executive boardrooms
Mhm.
and business schools and said, "There's not enough of us here."
Yes.
And so he started MLT to basically increase the ranks of Black and Brown people in business schools and
Mm.
in places where executive leadership is needed. So big businesses, big nonprofits, whatever. And so I was working with MLT as a consultant at BCG. It was a pro bono project we did for them.
Mm.
And I helped them devise a bunch of the strategies that they've eventually implemented and grown
Yeah.
dramatically since then. But I was helping them devise those strategies as a consultant. And then I left BCG and asked John if he wanted to hire me part time to help them implement some more of what we were
Smart.
helping them do. And so I could work part time, make a little money, and focus more on music. And within, a year and a half of that, I started to get a lot of interest and got signed about, 18 months from then.
Okay, wow. But having that business and strategy background is
Mhm.
probably very helpful in all of these ventures that
Oh,
you have
yeah.
beyond music.
Yeah, I think it's helpful because it helps you ask the right questions.
Yes.
Because I focus on music, I focus on being creative like 90% of my day when it comes to work. But I think having been a consultant, it helps me hold my team accountable in the kind of way
Mhm.
that I need to, ask the right questions, have a good bullshit detector.
What were some of the questions that you asked when Loved One was first brought to you?
Well, part of it's about the team, and
Yeah.
I think every idea is important on its own. The
Mhm.
idea is important, but if you don't have the right team to
Right.
execute it, it's not going to work
It's not gonna
out.
work.
Yeah, and so for me, a lot of it was about meeting the team, making
Mhm.
sure I was involved in hiring our president, our brand president, Kia Lowe, who's
She's
fantastic, and
wonderful.
she came from L'Oreal and had
Yes.
this wonderful resume and great experience building brands there and managing brands there. So I think consulting just helped me be able to kind of sense the best people to work with
Mhm.
and the right questions to ask of them.
Yes. I mean, we talked about really expensive celebrity skincare
Hmm.
without naming names. There was a skincare product that came out, $400 moisturizer.
Yeah.
And I thought, did anyone on this team assess like the market size
Yeah, yeah.
of
I'm like, what's the market size for that? And I think sometimes it's more like a vanity thing, and maybe
right.
people don't really care if they make a
Mhm.
lot of money doing it.
Mhm.
But the bottom line is we wanted to make a product that people could use, that people could afford.
Yes.
And we wanted to, on the business side, to focus on volume and not
Yeah,
on charging the highest price possible,
exactly.
but charging a price that would make it so that a lot of people could afford it and a lot of people could keep buying it.
Yes. I mean, to have scale out the gate is a
hmm
huge thing, right? Not
Yeah,
many
and we're
people.
so fortunate. We're in CVS and Walmart like from
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah.
CVS from day one and Walmart from day, 45. So being in these massive
Yeah.
retailers and having their support has been amazing. But we have to continue to keep our product front of mind for people, and we got to make it sure we keep developing new extensions that
Yeah.
lets them know we're continuing to grow, and we're always going to make it with black and brown skin in mind, and
Okay.
we're always going to make it affordable and accessible.
Yes. What have you heard from people as they've tried the line? Anything surprising or
They honestly, we've gotten great feedback,
yeah.
and again, we've led with moisture and hydration
Mhm.
as kind of our hooks, as what we focused on when we were developing the product, and it's working.
Yeah.
Like I said, my favorite products are the moisturizer and the face and body oil, and we're getting so much love from all the products because all the products, even the cleansers, are focused on moisture and hydration, so they don't strip
Yeah.
your skin too much.
Yes.
And some cleansers, they can get you clean, but they also dry you out. And
Yes.
we wanted all of our products to not do that.
Yes. Well, now you haven't mentioned my favorite product, which is the toner, actually. The
Yes, it's
spray-on
great.
toner.
I sprayed it this morning. I got a haircut and then I sprayed it because you are a little raw after that. It's really good after shaving
Yeah.
and it makes you just feel really fresh.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm not shaving, but I just,
hmm
when you're sitting at your desk all day and your skin gets
hmm
dry, I just like spritz it
A
on. I love it.
refresher.
I'm going to ask you a quick lightning round of favorites, like
Okay.
beauty favorite products. So we got your favorite loved one product.
hmm
What is your favorite fragrance?
I wear Tom Ford Black Orchid.
Ooh, okay. The one that's like in the black bottle with
Yes.
that's
hmm
a beautiful fragrance. How long have
It's
you been wearing that?
for years now. And once I settle on a fragrance, I don't change.
You don't change it. Okay. I love that. What is your favorite hair care product?
I use Bevel for like kind of spray on moisture shine kind of
Love
thing.
that.
And then I use Shea Moisture for
Okay.
just shampoo and conditioner.
I love that.
Mhm.
What is your favorite sunscreen?
Favorite sunscreen?
And I'm sure you said that sunscreen is kind of on the horizon, so you
We
must be testing
Yeah,
and
I'm actually testing ours. So
okay.
when I use sunscreen now, I'll use our SPF moisturizer.
Do you have a favorite candle?
I'm not a candle
You're
person.
not
Chrissy is.
okay, you're not like a home fragrance person.
Yes.
You have a great smile. What's the dental care routine?
Well, I use what's that toothpaste we use? It's silver with the white. It's like kind of got that old.
Marvis?
Yes,
Very
Marvis.
fancy, and it looks
Yes.
great in your bathroom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I use Marvis toothpaste and then mouthwash and floss.
Yes.
And
And
I
are
also had Invisalign before, and so when it starts to drift a little bit, I'll put my Invisalign retainers back in.
okay.
hmm
Are you using an electric toothbrush?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just use
The
the
Oral-B.
simple ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have that one too.
I use the Arm& and Hammer spin brush.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you
Nice,
can just get it
nice.
at CVS.
Yeah, too. That's right. When you pick up
Yes.
your loved one.
hmm
You're very busy. You do a lot. Kids, businesses, music, of course. Now, how do you make time for self-care and what does your self-care routine look like?
Well, part of it is just skincare and just taking my time in the bathroom, getting ready in the morning, and also having a night skincare routine so that you can kind of wash the day off and protect your skin at night. And so that's important to me. I get a facial every month. I think
Okay.
that's good.
Nice. Where do you go for your facial?
Well, just go to the dermatologist's office. They have like Dr. Diamond has like a facialist there that'll
Okay.
do facials for you.
Okay. And who's Dr. Diamond? Because I just got here, from New
Dr.
York.
Diamond's a well-known dermatologist and plastic surgeon here in
Okay.
Los Angeles, but he has a few facialists that work in his office, and so you can just go
Okay.
there and get your extractions and all the stuff you need.
Okay. So you do that
Um,
once a month scheduled.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
extractions are key because Chrissy will get on my case if I have blackheads, and
So you do
she's
that
always
scheduled
she has a
extractions.
keen eye. I'm like I don't
Yeah.
even notice people's blackheads, but
Yeah.
she notices.
Yeah. That sounds like maintenance, but
Mhm.
for relaxing. Like if you really want to just relax and have like you time.
Well, I just want to be at home, drink
Yeah.
some wine, and watch TV with Chrissy. That's like relaxed
Yeah.
time for us. So after the kids go to bed, we'll have our own dinner, have some
Yeah.
wine, and watch whatever we want to watch, which is a range of trashy TV,
Of course.
and prestige TV.
What's your favorite prestige TV show
Right
right
now,
now?
Succession.
Of
I'm very
course.
into
Did you watch
Succession.
last night's
I
episode?
have not watched last night, but I watched the much talked about episode 3, I believe.
Yes.
And then I love Snowfall. I've been watching
Okay.
that. This is the final season for that too. So I'm like, all these favorite shows of
I
mine are in
know.
their final season. What am
S
I gonna do after that?
I know, everything is kind of, like, wrapping up, but
Yes.
Succession as a parent just always makes me feel like I need to tell my kids I love them all the time, tell
Yes.
my son I
Honestly, I
love
don't want
him,
my kid and
I'm
my
proud
kids
of
are
him.
a bit competitive with each other, my
Oh, really?
2 oldest,
Okay.
and I'm like, "Don't be like this."
Like a Kendall, Shiv,
And but
situation.
I think one difference is the love the parent show because
Mhm.
if the parent is stingy with love, like the
Like
parent
Logan. Yes,
in
yes,
Succession, then it makes it feel like it's a scarce resource that they really need to fight over.
yes.
And so I think a key lesson for parents from Succession is don't be stingy with love and with time and with the way you interact with your kids.
Absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. My final question for you, it's been such a pleasure hearing from you. When do you feel most beautiful?
When do I feel most beautiful? I like to get dressed up. I like going out on date nights.
Yeah.
I like, I was in a tux the other night for a special award show, and I like getting dressed up.
Yeah.
And Chrissy knows, like, I love a date night. So when we get to go out on the town and just feel sexy and feel good,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Do you think it's because of your parents' background with tailoring?
I think part of it is
Yeah,
my parents being tailors. I always like getting dressed up and being in a nice suit or just a nice outfit that I feel good in. Yeah, definitely. I'm
that's
into that.
great. Great. Well, thank you so much for being on, and I'm so excited to see what's next for Loved One and where the brand goes.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on your wonderful podcast. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure. Thank
All
you.
right.